I was raised to look at things from the point of view of people I disagree with. And I was raised to acknowledge people's strengths and things, even if I don't like them, to still acknowledge the strengths they have and to acknowledge that they can still be honorable in other ways. There's a guy I follow on YouTube. Some of his stuff is, paranoia stuff. I don't follow him read all the time, but I will acknowledge that I've followed him with COVID and things like that. He's talking about a study done on political polarization. It's an old study. And it's just talking about how divided America is and how we're at risk. And he's right. And that study is correct. And I have to do this video saying I don't care. One thing COVID showed me, and there's a meme on Instagram saying the same thing, that I never understood. I lived and worked around so many ugly, despicable people in my life. I never knew this. I never knew this type of stuff even existed. And it's a little bit discouraging and it's a little bit embarrassing as a citizen of the United States and also in the places I've lived to see that this is because they say that merit comes from hardship, that you don't really understand people until they go through something. It's like coal turning into diamond. Pressure and time, right? Pressure and time. He's correct. But I don't feel any particular desire to unite with these kind of people. What's the solution? You want me to sit here and sit down with people who don't believe in science, who believe that everything is Mother Nature and it's all savagery, that everything, every disease that comes out is something created by somebody, that everything's a big conspiracy theory, that diseases aren't diseases, that we just weren't prepared for a pandemic of this magnitude. We weren't prepared for a pandemic that would go on for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You want me to sit down and say, okay, guys, no, you can't unite with people whose premise is based upon a suspicion of legitimate government. To me, looking at the study that this gentleman presented, it shows us we don't even live in the same country with these people. Oh, okay, you want me to sit here and say I'm okay with what happened in Charlottesville? Klans, that's the first time. I come from the South. That's the first time in my life I ever seen a Klansman with the hood pulled up. And people don't understand what that means. He's saying in that, drinking the water and smiling, I'm okay. This is cool. I can walk around with my Klan regalia on, and this is accepted. I'm not embarrassed. I feel no shame for people to see me in this outfit, right? Now, you want me to sit here and justify? I believe you had the New Zealand shooter that actually referred to Candace Owens and Donald Trump by name in his manifesto. That's embarrassing as an American. You want me to sit here and say I'm okay with the gentleman that was putting bombs in the mail to head Democratic leaders all over the country? Maxine Waters, the Obama family, Robert De Niro. You want me to sit here and justify that? You want me to sit here and justify talking about using nukes to stop hurricanes? Talking about using sunshine and disinfectant to kill the coronavirus by injection? You want me to sit here and justify what happened at January the 6th? where people put bombs in a DNC and RNC building, and a police officer died. People died at that event. You want me to justify the attempt to kidnap the Michigan state governor, where they talked about blowing up a tree to block a bridge, to block law enforcement getting there, to delay law enforcement's arrival at the scene? You want me to legitimize the overrunning of a state capitol in Michigan? No. Not here. Find you another sucker. I ain't interested. The implications of the study this gentleman mentioned, they're grave. They're grave. Because what it really means, and I've talked about this from the beginning, whether it be everything I just mentioned, whether it be guys running out with the vests and the guns within a week of the pandemic. This is in North Carolina. This happened. Where I'm from, within a week of the, what that really represents is we don't live in the same country as these people. That we have terrorists walking amongst us. That we're looking at the evolution of Timothy McVeigh and Eric Rudolph, the type of world order they wanted. It's like a gentleman talked about Alex Jones, that the reason why Alex Jones and QAnon and all that stuff got so crazy is because the world went their way. They didn't come to the world came to them. Their ideas have become mainstream about the voting system, about medicine, about things of that nature. That's become mainstream now. Talking about calling elected representatives jihad squad. This is dangerous. This is dangerous and reprehensible conduct by members of our own government. And I'm not going to legitimize it. I'm not going to attempt to reason with it or justify with it. Period. And there are some things as a man you should not justify. You should not try to legitimize. You should recognize it for being destructive to the very spirit of democracy. I'm sorry. I mean, looking at that type of stuff, it to me, saying those things remind me of The Handmaid's Tale and stuff like that. It doesn't make me say, oh, we should unite as a country. No. And it also reminds me the only thing we're united about is hate. All that power of pride shit after 9/11, that was a power of hate. I remember all them Sikh taxi drivers that got murdered. I remember how it was. That wasn't a time we united as a country. That was a time of hatred. We hated somebody. We were united around hatred as Americans. We weren't united around, okay, let's deal with this pandemic. Okay, let's deal with climate change. Okay, that's not what happened. We were united around hatred. And I'm sorry, I am not going to attempt to use my platform to justify people who at every avenue, at every juncture, are standing in the way of progress. And in this situation, are standing in the way of responding to a dangerous, rapidly mutating virus. All our lives are in danger. Thanks for listening.